Of this crew, and I have a
Hello, we are from MMR Channel 1.
Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to MMR Channel 1. So today I have a question for you all. Do you guys know what are these? Lamborghini, Ferrari, or BMW? No. These are all cars. But do you guys know what is this? This is a drive shaft. So what is a drive shaft? Drive shaft, also known as propellant shaft. It is an elongated round shaft usually made of steel. It is a component of the drivetrain system. The purpose of drive shaft is to deliver torque from the transmission to the differential, which then the torque will be delivered to the wheel so that your car can move. So now let's watch the news from MMR News reported regarding failure of drive shaft.
Welcome to MMR News. I am Shirley. On July 2011, the front drive shaft of Bureau of Land Management, Southern Nevada District Fire Engine 5442 broke and separated from the vehicle. The vehicle was traveling at 16 miles per hour on US 95 near Las Vegas. Luckily, there is no injuries occurred. So this is the drive shaft recovered at scene, and this is the typical double current joint exploded wheel, which were the non-serviceable parts. And this shows the moving of bore due to the lack of grease, and there are rust and sign of lack of grease in the seat of front axle yoke. And this is the transfer case section of drive shaft, and there is a big dent next to the spline, which part of the drive shaft hit the frame of the truck. And the fuel tank is dented and leaking, and the transmission crack and leak from the drive line hitting the case of the transmission. And lastly, these are the damage to the transmission, exhaust and fuel tanks.
Now I'm going to talk about what is torsion. Torsion is a variation of pure shear in which a structural member is twisted as shown in the diagram below. Torsional forces produce a rotational motion about the longitudinal axis of one end of the member relative to the other end. Example of torsion that can be found in drive shafts and twist drills. Next is the torsion test. Torsion test is a test that twists a material or test component to a specific degree with a specific force or until the material fails in torsion. There are three types of torsion tests, which are failure test, proof test, and operational test. A torsion test for failure requires that the test sample to be twisted until it breaks and is designed to measure the strength of the sample. Next is the proof test. It's designed to observe the material under a specific torque load over a set period of time. Operational test is measures the material's performance under the expected service condition of its application. The purpose of torsion testing is to determine the behavior of a material or test sample exhibit when twisted or under torsional forces as a result of applied moments that cause shear stress about the axis.
Now I would like to explain about how drive shaft works. First, the drive shaft acts as a medium for the transferring the power generated by the engine to the wheels, enabling them to turn. This in turn puts the vehicle in motion. Next, the force that is transmitted by the drive shaft is referred as a torque. Torque is basically the technical term to describe the force associated with a twisting and spinning motion. Drive shafts have to endure conditions that can cause them to bend or break. They are made to be flexible. Flexible in this sense does not mean the ability to bend. What is fixed to is an allowance for some small degree of movement at the points where the drive shafts are connected. This is accomplished via what is known as universal joints or U-joints. It is necessary for drive shaft to be straight and balanced. Vibrating can lead to damage to the components that are connected to the drive shaft. One example is the engine, which is turning at high speed. For more details information about how drive shaft is worked, we can see video.
This demonstration unit consists of a constant RPM electric motor,
and 60-tooth sprockets on the drive shaft, as well as the input and output yokes. When there is no operating angle on the U-joint, the output yoke of the driven member, the U-joint, and the drive shaft all travel together at a constant speed. Watch the tape on these sprockets and listen to the sound the card makes as the drive shaft rotates at the same speed as the output yoke and U-joint. When an operating angle is created at the front end of the drive shaft, the output of the U-joint no longer travels in a perfect circle. Instead, it travels in an ellipse. This forces the drive shaft to speed up and slow down to keep pace with the rotation of the output yoke, creating torsional and inertial vibration. Watch the tape and listen to the card. As the output of the U-joint changes speeds, so does the drive shaft, even though the output yoke itself is maintaining a constant speed. When the operating angles on each end of the drive shaft are not equal, the non-uniform velocity is transferred to the input yoke of the driven member. Making the center lines of the driving and driven members parallel will automatically make the U-joint operating angles equal at each end of the shaft. With equal operating angles, the non-uniform velocity of the front yoke is cancelled by the non-uniform velocity of the rear yoke. This causes the output of the rear U-joint, the rear yoke attached to it, and the driven member to rotate at a constant speed. This is what we want, a constant speed into the driven member. Earlier in the program we talked about phasing. Drive shafts that are not in phase do not rotate at a constant speed. Even when operating angles are equal, improper phasing can create a non-uniform velocity in the drive shaft and a torsional and inertial vibration. This is why Spicer recommends marking the components of a drive shaft before taking it apart. This will help you reinstall the components to maintain the correct phasing and reduce the chances of driveline vibration.
Today I would like to talk about failure analysis, because failure of the drive shaft. First is the transverse torsional, which is typically the result of an unbalanced drive shaft. Transverse vibration will occur once per day. Every revolution of the drive shaft. This could be of the damage to the shaft, missing balance of or foreign material stuck to the drive shaft. So the second is the torsional vibration. It occurs twice per revolution of the drive shaft. They will be due to the excessive U-joint angle or the shaft not in phase with its design specification. So period outside of the design phasing, this by one spline can cause the torsional vibration issue. So that is the critical speed vibration. So it occurs when the drive shaft operates at an RPM too high in relation to its diameter and mass. For component failure of drive shaft or the motor and transmission mount can cause vibration. Failing U-joint is the prime example. So then overload failure. Overload failures are caused by the force that exceeds the yield strength or a tensile strength of the material. So the appearance is depend on whether the material shaft brittle or ductile. So no shaft material are absolutely brittle or ductile. So the material of shaft used are almost low or medium carbon steel that are relatively ductile. So as a result, when extreme and overload is placed, the material then twists and distort. So this is the appearance of the overload failure. So this is the shaft failure because of the overload by the torsional stress. So the last is the fatigue failure. So the fatigue failure is caused by cyclic stresses, and the force that causes fatigue failures are
substantially less than those that occur post-plastic formation. So once the corrosion are visible to naked eyes, so the crack will always grow perpendicular to the plane of the maximum stress. So this is the example of fracture. So for example, while it common for torsional fatigue force to initiate the failure, the majority of the crack propagation would be intention. So that is because the shaft has been weakened and the torsional resonance frequency has changed. So this is the image of the surface of the failure of drive shaft under the SEM. So this is the surface of the failure, and this is the inner of the failure of the steel drive shaft.
Hi, I would like to present about solutions to a drive shaft. There are 6 solutions, so we can go through one by one. Firstly, we can use a center bearings to a drive shaft, and these center bearings are preferably to be used inside 2 or more drive shafts to offer support. This bearing is attached to the frame cross member, and they need to be well lubricated due to the amount of friction that they will handle. So this center bearings is located in the center of the drive shaft. So it looks like this. And then if the drive shaft is experiencing too much drive angle, it will put unnecessary pressure to the drive shaft and also the central bearing. And also from the lubrication, the moisture coming in contact with the center bearing will cause damage to it for a longer period of time. Next step, to solve these drive shaft problems, we can use phasing, also known as marking the yokes. First of repairing a faulty drive shaft is phasing. This is marking the yokes so that when the drive shaft is replaced, perfect alignment is achieved throughout the drive shaft. The third step in solving the faulty drive shaft is to repair the drive shaft when rust is forming or clicking sound are noticed when you are driving the car. Next, the fourth step will be you have to check the thrust washers, propeller shaft yoke, link yoke, socket ball for wear and tear. This is the step where you can identify it by yourself, or maybe you can ask mechanic to check it for you. Not all the noise produced by a car could be a result of the faulty drive shaft. A small vibration is normal for almost cars. The fifth step is that to ensure the purchased tires are of the same size. It is even better to purchase the tires in the same size and even the same make. This is because tires have a different circumference for different size and different make. The last part will be to ensure the tires are well inflated with the same tire pressure. Tires should also be even amongst all tires, and do it for all tires if replacement is needed. It will prevent uneven weight being distributed to the worn out tires.
Hello, for my part, I will tell you about the importance of torsion analysis. The first thing is to determine the behavior of material or test sample and exhibit when the twisted or the torsional analysis is applied. Then from the result, we will get the Young modulus of shear, yield shear strength, torsional fatigue life, ductility, ultimate shear strength, and the modulus of rupture in shape. The torsional analysis, we stimulate the surface condition, check the product quality and design, and to ensure the product is manufactured. The example is from the dry shaft here.